Good morning, guys. Let me turn you up. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. Welcome. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra JoJo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy Specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Good morning. Good morning. Hope you have an amazing day. Hope you had a good day yesterday. Hope you enjoyed the show yesterday. If you did, please let me know. And please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. And if your friends and family do not have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel where they can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. My name is Yamitra JoJo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy Specialist. What better place to be than here with me? Good morning, y'all. It's my birthday month. I'm excited. It's my birthday. I will be 45 in 26 days. Yeah, I'm so excited. So let's get right into and I think I'm gonna do some birthday specials for the Fearless Morning Show. Do some giveaways for people who have been a faithful part of the Fearless Morning Show for 3 years. It will be 3 years in November. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Y'all let me know what y'all be interested in. All right, so let's get right into the quote of the day, which I love. I say I love all quotes, don't I? I like this one. When knowledge gets married to understanding, it has a baby called wisdom. When knowledge gets married to understanding, it has a baby called wisdom. Is that not good? When knowledge gets married to understanding, it has a baby called wisdom. I love that, because that is growth in a sentence. That is growth in just a few words. When you have the knowledge, you then have the understanding, and here comes wisdom. When knowledge gets married to understanding, it has a baby called wisdom. And that is by one of my favorite, she's a rapper. I would call her more of a poet than a rapper, but she's a rapper, and her name is Ciroc. That is in one of her songs. Excuse me. I absolutely love that. So that is what happens when you begin to get knowledge. You get understanding, and you have wisdom. And it is an amazing journey. It is an amazing thing. All right, so let's get right into, I could not decide for real this time. I had 3 things but I think I'll use them for the rest of the week. So today we're talking about living loud. If you've been with me by now, you know I'm a loud person. I grew up in the country. I grew up around boys. And I'm loud. My kids tell me that all the time, that I'm loud, and that's okay. So living loud. A couple of months last year, or maybe year before last, we talked about the lion's roar. Okay, I read this in a book, and I decided to share it again because I think it's important at a time like this. A lion's roar, and it is a book called Awakening the Lioness, the Lioness Awakening, and in there it talks about the lion's roar, and there's a quote that goes along with it. It says, "I may not have wanted to be the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon me." And that simply means you may not have wanted to be a leader or you may not have wanted to be the person who changes your family. You may not have wanted to be like the go-to person or that whatever, but the lion's roar has fallen upon you, meaning the responsibility of that thing has fallen upon you, and now you must do that thing. So living loud is part of understanding this in this book. And please read this book. It's called what's the name of it? I can't find the book. Lioness Arising. And so she talks about the lion's roar, right? She uses that quote. I may not have wanted to be the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon me. And then living loud. And I think today's quote kind of goes hand in hand with it, with the two. When knowledge gets married to understanding, it has a baby called wisdom. And when you begin this journey, however you call it, whatever you name it, you begin to have knowledge that, strengthens your understanding, that makes you wiser with it. And some of us are living loud without wisdom. We're living loud without the understanding of the knowledge that we possess. And we are living loud, and are we really making statements, or are we really good morning, you're very welcome, I hope you enjoy it. Are you living loud? Are you really using your wisdom to make statements, or are you using your wisdom just to make noise? So what are you saying with that? And so in this book, and I've thought like now would be a great time to have this conversation again and talk about it again. You may not want to be the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon you. You may not have wanted to be the change, to do the things, but here it is in your lap, and it is you find yourself, it being your responsibility, right? So she has 3 things in there. How the lion's roar works within us, okay? And this is a book about women, but men, please apply accordingly, because it's not specific, so you can use that. It begins with a whisper. That means there is something that is nagging you in the back of your ear that's telling you something is wrong. It seems wrong to remain silent and not do anything about your idea, thought, passion, dream. And it is constantly nagging you in the back of your ear. It is constantly trying to get your attention. So you may not want to be the lion. You may not want the lion's roar to fall upon you. But number one, if this is happening to you, then you may be the lion. It starts as a whisper, like, hey, JoJo, that's not right. Hey, JoJo, you really need to act on this thing. Hey, you really need to do this thing. And it will not leave you alone. And it seems wrong for you to be silent about the thing. That's how you know you're the lion. The lion's roar has fallen upon you. It seems wrong for you to be quiet. Number 2, the whisper becomes a shout. Because eventually, if you're not paying attention to the whisper trying to get your attention, trying to say, hey, follow your idea, your thought, your passion, do this, the whisper is going to turn into a shout. And when the whisper turns into a shout, this awakens your power to change. This is the catalyst, or the thing that says, today, because we're celebrating day ones and not one day, today I'm going to do this thing. Today I'm going to make a move on this. Today I'm going to change this thing. So it started as a whisper. The whisper became a shout, and it has now awakened your power to change. Now you can't stay the same. Now you have to do something, right? And then the third one is you got to live the whisper out loud. You are compelled to show the way. Living the whisper out loud is me living loud. I cannot say I am my sister's keeper. I can't say I'm the only live past crazy specialist. I can't say any of that if I'm not willing to live out loud. If I'm not willing to say, that the lion's roar, I may not want to be the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon me. I can't say that. So the third one is live the whisper out loud. You are compelled to show the way. So whether I want to be the lion or not, I am still, whether I want to be the leader or not, I'm still compelled to show the way. Because it began as a whisper, right? My whisper became a shout, which awakened the power to change. And then I have no choice but to live that whisper out loud. I have no choice other than to say something about what I know. I have no choice but to show the way. You are compelled to show the way. You can't not help someone. You can't not greet them and show them the way. Now, if you resist all of that and you say, I don't want that, then, okay, the lion's roar has not fallen upon you. You know it is on you, or the change that you wish to see is for you to do. The growth you want for your family, the legacy you want to leave for your family, you know it's your job to do when it will not leave you alone. It's always whispering and calling your name. It's always there. It's always demanding something of you, because the whisper is a shout, and it is demanding that you wake up to your power to change. It is demanding that. So it begins with a whisper. And the whisper says, hey, this is wrong to remain silent and not do anything about. Your idea, your thought, your passion, whatever. That's your whisper. Your whisper to a shout is when this awakens your power to change. If it will not leave you alone, your next step is for you to realize the power that you have inside of you to see the change that you want to see. And then you have to live the whisper out loud. You have to live loudly. That means you are compelled to show the way. You are compelled to show another sister how not to live in crazy. You are compelled to show another sister how she can have an amazing life outside of whatever her chaos and her crazy is. You are compelled to do for your family. You are compelled to help them understand, because it goes back to the quote, when knowledge gets married to understanding, it has a baby called wisdom. When knowledge gets married to understanding, it has a baby called wisdom. And that is by Sirach. And so when you begin to live loudly, that is you using your wisdom to guide others where they may need to go. Because eventually, number 4, and this is mine, is your roar eventually your roar is going to make a noise. Eventually, you standing there to do what you need to do, to live your whisper out loud, that thing that will not leave you alone, that's compelling you to do something, to change, to acknowledge your power. Eventually, it's going to come where you're going to have to make a noise. And your roar as a lion could be a simple statement. Here I am. Where are you? Your roar could simply be, I am my sister's keeper. Your roar could be, I am the change my family wants to see. So your roar could be a statement. Your roar could be a simple statement, so that others know that you are the leader. Because I think sometimes people get, I ain't gonna say confused. Leaders come in different shapes, forms, and fashions. Some people assume that leaders have got to be in the forefront leading the way, when sometimes the leader is that quiet person working and guiding and directing people along the way, right? But in order to even get to that point, you got to understand that you are the lion's roar for your family. You may not want to be the lion, but you are the lion's roar, meaning you may not have wanted to do any of this. You may have been comfortable where you were doing nothing, but it will not leave you alone for you to do something about a thing. It won't leave you alone. That's how you know you're the lion's roar. It's not saying you asked for it, and you probably running in the opposite direction of it because you don't want it. But the three things, if it begins with a whisper, and it will not leave you alone. If it seems wrong to remain silent and not do anything about your idea, your thought, your passion, or anything else wrong that you see, if that whisper will not leave you alone, then the lion's roar is for you. Eventually, the whisper is going to become a shout. This awakens your power to change. Because eventually it's going to say, Jojo, do you not hear me? What are you going to do? And that awakens the power inside of you for you to begin to change yourself so that you can change those on the outside of you. Because just like the quote, when knowledge gets married to understanding, it has a baby called wisdom. Now you have the knowledge, you have the understanding, and you can move in wisdom. Some of us have one or the other. We have knowledge, we have no understanding. We have understanding and no knowledge. We have knowledge and understanding and no wisdom. But when you put them together and you are diligent about, like we talked about yesterday, your words have weight. When you are diligent about that thing, then that awakens your power to change. And then the third is you have to live the whisper out loud. You are compelled to show the way. You can't not show the way. You can't idly sit by and watch your brother or your sister do something detrimental to their health when you know the way. You can say, hey, or for me, being the only Live Past Crazy specialist, hey, sister, this is crazy. Let me show you some steps that can get you past crazy. Hey, brother, this is chaos and it's going to continue. Let me show you some steps that can help you. When you understand that you may not want to be in the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon you, and then when that whisper, it just will not leave you alone, and the whisper becomes a shout. And in that shouting, you acknowledge the power that was given to you to make the change that will not leave you alone. Then you are able to live your whisper out loud. Then you are able to be the lion's roar. And sometimes being the lion's roar is making a simple statement. And for me, it is, I am my sister's keeper. I am my brother's keeper. I am the only Live Past Crazy specialist. And so for me, my roar is for me to show the way so that other people don't go down that path. You don't have to stay here if you don't want to. Please understand, some people will stay in ignorance because it is comfortable. You understand, some people have never challenged their idea of religion. They want God in a box inside of a church and assume he cannot move or be greater than that. And that's where they want to keep him. You have to understand that some people don't want to grow, move outside of what their mama and daddy taught them, and because it's made a comfortable life for them and they don't want anything more. Some people do not desire the change that you desire. You've got to be okay with that. But you also got to be okay for that brother, that sister who says, I'm seeking something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. For you to be that lion's roar, to get their attention, to say, sister or brother, you don't have to go this way. Let me show you the way. It begins with a whisper. It's when it seems wrong for you to remain quiet about your thought, your idea, your passion, your dreams. And then the whisper becomes a shout. It awakens your power to change. Remember, I talk about all the time that you are powerful. You are so powerful, you have convinced yourself you are powerless. And then you know it's time to live the whisper out loud. You are compelled to show the way. I'm a loud person by nature. I cannot whisper to save my life. If you want to whisper something to me, you can forget it. Because I'm be like, I'm not going to whisper it back. I'm going to, because I grew up around boys. I grew up around boys. So, in a loud family. I don't know how to be quiet. So you got to live, I live loudly. If I don't understand something, I loudly project that. If something bothers me, I loudly project that. Live the whisper out loud. You have got to be compelled to show the way. Whether you have wanted to, whether you think you're the lion or not, okay? The lions, you may not want to be the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon you. You are the leader for your family. I didn't want to be the leader for my family. I wanted to be JoJo. But somewhere along the way, it began with a whisper. The whisper became a shout. The shout became a roar, and you have to live the whisper out loud. That thing that will not leave me alone, I am now compelled to live it out loud. And in that, it awakens your power for you to understand that you are the change. You are the generational habit breaker in your family. You are the generational thought process breaker. I don't know if it's curses. I don't know if it's generational curses, y'all. I truly believe it is generational thought processes and habits, because habits and behaviors and thoughts are simply things we do over and over and over again, and they become our belief system. That's why you make macaroni like great grandma. That's why you do what your daddy did. That's why you clean like your mama. That's why you eat what your grandma ate. That's why you keep your house. That's why you fold your towels, because it is something that you saw your mama and your daddy do over and over. They saw their mama do over and over. They saw their mama do over and over. And you have generations of thought processes and behaviors, not necessarily curses. So if you can think, it takes, you create a new body every 90 days. Every 90 days, y'all know y'all done heard me say this, I'm sorry. Every 90 days you create a new body. You create new cells, new everything. Your body regenerates itself every 90 days. Google it and it will confirm it. So if just for the next 90 days, we're going to do 90 day ones. Today is day one of 90 days. This day one, I'm going to think a different thought. And tomorrow is day 2 of 90 days, and I'm going to think this thought. In 90 days, you can have a new thought process, a new behavior, and then it becomes a different mindset for you. It becomes a different habit for you. Now you have another set of beliefs, because that's your belief system. Your belief system is simply your habits and your thoughts that you have over and over. That is your belief system. You believe what you believe about God because you had that same thought over and over. You believe and think what you do about religion because that's what you saw over and over and over and over again. So if every 90 days I create a new body, can I not have a new belief system in 90 days? Absolutely. You sure can. It begins with the lions. You may not want to be the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon you. It begins with the whisper. It seems wrong to be silent and not do anything about your thought, your idea, your passion, your dream. It is nagging you and it will not leave you alone. That is you. Okay? The lion being the lion's roar. When your whisper turns into a shout, that awakens the power in you to change. Meaning your thought, idea, your passion, your dreams, the injustice that you may or may not see purposefully or unpurposefully, they will not leave you alone. And it is now shouting for your attention. Good morning. It is now shouting for your attention. That awakens your power to change. Okay? Now you've got to live that whisper out loud. You are compelled to show the way. You can't not help someone. You just can't do it. It is against the divine in you to stop the divine in you. It is. You not wanting to be the lion. You may not want to be the lion, boo, but the lion's roar has fallen upon you. You may not want to be the leader, But it is on you, and it is on you for a reason. And try as you might, you cannot not acknowledge it. You can for sure try your best to ignore it. Okay? But this is my personal belief, that if you continue to ignore the greatness then in you, because all of us have it, if you continue to ignore the greatness in you, it is to the detriment of your own health, because it will eat you up on the inside. And some of you may say, oh, but JoJo, it's not me. That's because you're listening to everybody else tell you it's not you. You're not listening to you. You're not listening to the divine in you that leads and guides you, that's telling you it is so. JoJo, it can't be me. Mama now, remember we talked about the weight of the word yesterday. Mama now said, well, my mama told me. Let me tell you about family and friends. Your fake friends are ruining you. Your fake family is detrimental to your health. Your fake co-workers are driving you insane. Your fake acquaintances, they are setting you up for failure because they do not have your true who you are at your core. They don't have that in their best interest because it goes against who they are. You being true to who you are goes against who they are. Your fake friends will ruin you. They will destroy you. Your fake family will destroy you. And you will look up one day and wonder how in the hell you got here. Well, I'm going to tell you, you got here by listening to other people tell you what you could not do, how you could not do it, why you could not do it. From the comfort of their couch, they gave you action while you were in steady movement. They gave you action, and you decided to listen to someone who was not moving tell you, who was already moving, what will and will not work, when they've never exercised their belief system. They've never exercised their mind or their thought process or their body to do anything different besides sit on the couch and have their self-imposed righteous thoughts and ideas. And you're going to allow that person to tell you that you cannot change the world? That's not fair to you. Your fake friends will ruin you. So will your fake family. Is that hard? Yup. Is it true? Absolutely. Learn the hard way. So on this wonderful day, the quote of the day: when knowledge gets married to understanding, it has a baby called wisdom. Knowledge, understanding, wisdom. You cannot have knowledge of a thing, have understanding of it, and not come away with some wisdom. Now, if that does not equal up for you, it is because you are purposefully not allowing the two to connect. You are an information hoarder, you are a knowledge hoarder, and you don't want to understand. You know the way, but you assume it is not for you to show the way. You have knowledge, but you don't want to share it because you got it. So why should you share it? Because they can do it. Knowledge gets married to understanding, and it has a baby called wisdom. Somewhere along your journey, as you begin to understand who you are, as you begin to walk in it more confidently, okay? Thank you, Miss Beverly. Simple mathematics. Then you can acknowledge the fake friends and that they are detrimental to your health. Then you can exclude and or include them for educational purposes if you so choose. Then you can acknowledge the fake family or situations that no longer serve you. Now you're at the point where you may not want to be the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon you. Now you're understanding your job as the lion. You're understanding the value of your voice and the weight thereof. Please go back and watch yesterday's show about your words carrying weight. That was a good show yesterday. It begins with a whisper, and it seems wrong for you to remain silent, not to do anything about your idea, your thought, your passion, and it won't leave you alone. And I thought this is a perfect topic. We talked about, if you're a fan of the Fearless Morning Show, you know we talked about this 3 years ago. And I think now is an absolute perfect time as we're all trying to figure out our voice and what it is that we need to say and how we want to say it. Now is the time, my sister and my brother, to acknowledge that you are the lion's roar. It's not leaving you alone for a reason. Your whisper is now to be a shout. And when that awakens the power within you to understand that you are the change that needs to happen. It's not going to happen unless you participate. And now you got to live the whisper out loud. I'm living loudly. The whisper would not leave me alone. It demanded that I shout. It demanded I understood the power that was inside of me, that the divine gave all of us an inherited power. It is in you, boo. Now, whether you acknowledge, whether you say, oh, I see you sitting over there in a corner, wave it, whatever you do with it, it's up to you. But the minute you acknowledge it and understand the power that is yours to change this here world instantaneously, and you understand the weight of your words. Please go back and watch the show yesterday. We talked about words and the weights. And when you understand that part, because now you got the knowledge and here comes the understanding, now you can use the wisdom of everything. I've got wisdom of 16 years of this journey. And my journey ain't got to look like yours, and your journey don't got to look like mine. We are all collectively on the journey going to a destination. And as we all begin to understand that we are the lion's roar, that whisper is not going to leave us alone, that whisper is going to be a shout, and that shout it awakens the power that is in you to make the change that you need to see. Period. Now you have no other option than to live that whisper out loud. You are compelled to show the way. And for some of us, let's be very clear. That may mean superseding the leader that is already set in your family. Let's be clear. That may mean that you're leading your mama. Let's be clear. That may mean that you're leading your daddy with all the respect and humbleness that you have, because that's what it's going to take to lead the change. Absolutely. But it is for you to show the way. Remember, they have loved you to their faith level. It's now time for you to take them to the next faith level. Guys, girl, Moses could only go so far, his faith level. Somebody else had to come in and supersede and take it to the next faith level. Am I correct to say, my Bible scholars? Is that not the story? Is that not the story? And you do it with humbleness. You don't do it with arrogance. Because as understanding that you are the lion and that the power that rests in you, you don't arrogantly show it off. You use the wisdom of your power to make the change that is needed. You are compelled to show the way. And I want us to be clear that in the changing of the way, we may supersede the previous leaders in our family. It may be time for us to be the leader. And here's the thing. You don't have to come and say, Mom, it's time for me to be the leader now. You done led us this far, and thank God. It's not for you to make a speech. It's not for you to be grandiose and do all the things. Boo. Your roar could simply be a statement. Your roar could simply be changing this day. Your roar could simply be you walking it out. Because here's the thing with a true leader, they can't not follow you. When you understand your power as the lion, when you understand your power and the power of your voice and what is awakening you, they can't not follow you. They have no other choice. But let's be clear. It may require it's going to require you to perhaps supersede. Yes, ma'am. Just do it. And the more you ignore it, the louder it's going to get. Okay? The louder it will be. The louder it will be. Period. And you can choose not to do that. You're very welcome, Miss Beverly. You may not. Here's the thing about understanding the lion's roar. Some of us, we don't want it. We don't want that responsibility because what I just said, it's going to require you to change your family dynamics. And you think that you physically do not have the energy to change your family dynamics. You just don't have it in you. But guess what? That whisper ain't leaving you alone though, is it? It's not going anywhere. It's still sitting there. It's still saying, hey, JoJo, this is it. And along the way, you begin to get the knowledge and understanding of wisdom. And you realize your fake friends are ruining you. Your fake family are ruining you. Because now you begin to understand the power that you have and the power of your voice and the weight of your words. Good morning. Good morning, Lynn. You begin to understand that. So I felt like today was an absolute perfect time to bring this back. You may not want to be the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon you. It begins with a whisper. And that means that whisper says it is wrong for you to remain silent about this thing. Whether it's your idea, your passion, your thought, whatever, it is wrong for you to remain silent and it will not leave you alone. And then that whisper becomes a shout. It is demanding your attention. And once you acknowledge that, then it awakens the power within you to change. And please be clear when you begin to acknowledge the power, because you have a superpower and it's right here. This is your superpower. When you strap that S on your chest and allow your mind to be free, okay, to think outside of what it is. Good morning, Keeper. To think outside of the box of what is traditionally been set before you. It is okay. Know that it's okay to be the change that your family needs to see. It is okay to supersede the leader that is already set. And you do that with all humbleness and honor, with respect. But if change is going to come, my sister and my brother, it may be you who has to do it. And that's when you live the whisper out loud. That's when you are compelled to show the way. You can't not show the way. And the natural leader in you is going to lead, period. You can't stop it. Like I said, if you're a guy's girl, honey, read the Bible. Moses could only take them so far. Somebody had to supersede to come in and take them further. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Lynn. And it is okay to be the change that your family needs. It's okay. You're going to do that with humbleness, though. You're going to do it with all the humbleness and respect and honor, because your parents, your mama, your daddy, everybody in your family, they have loved you to their faith level. It's now good time for you to take them to your faith level. And there will come a time when somebody else is going to have to take you to another faith level. That's the thing about this beautiful journey. Because the quote of the day, when knowledge gets married to understanding, it has a baby called wisdom. When you get the wisdom that I'm the lion's roar for this moment. For this moment, I'm going to live this whisper out loud. I am compelled to be a leader and show the way. And eventually, with wisdom, I understand that someone else is going to come and they are going to acknowledge the power within them to be the lion's roar. And they are going to lead the way. And then with all humbleness and honor and respect, I'm going to give that to them. Boo, you may not have wanted to be the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon you. It is you who is going to be the voice. It starts with a whisper, and the whisper will not leave you alone. It is constantly telling you that's not right. It is saying you've got to do something. You got to move on that thought, that idea. And then when you acknowledge it, the whisper becomes a shout. The whisper becomes a shout, and the shout awakens the power to change. It awakens your power because you have a superpower. It is here. And the minute you free your mind from your self-imposed restrictions is the minute you acknowledge your power to make changes. And then you're able to live the whisper out loud. Now you're able to use the lion's roar. And your lion's roar can simply be a statement because you're compelled to show the way. So my lion's roar is a statement. I am my sister's keeper. My statement is I am the only Live Past Crazy specialist. Whatever you allow your roar to be, it will be. It will speak for you. Remember yesterday we talked about your words or your character or your words? There they go. You living out loud is your words going before you. Don't allow fake friends to ruin you. Don't allow your fake family to ruin you. I want you to take your knowledge and your understanding and use the wisdom to move forward. And once you understand that, you can't not lead the way. You may not want to, but you cannot. So on this wonderful day, it's going to be a great day. You may not want to be the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon you. What is whispering in your ear that it seems wrong for you to remain silent about this thing? About your dream, about your passion, your thought, your idea. It seems wrong for you to sit idly by and it's steadily whispering in your ear trying to get your attention and you're not paying it any attention. Just for the day, can you acknowledge the whisper? Just for the day, acknowledge that something is trying to get your attention because it is you that's going to lead the way. Just for the day, just for this second, can you acknowledge the whisper that is calling your name? Because the whisper is going to become a shout. When the whisper becomes a shout, it acknowledges and awakens your power to change. You have the power to change. Period. You have a superpower. Every day, the divine put in you a superpower, and he gave all of us, whether you call it the divine, the universe, God, whatever religion you subscribe to, they all insist that you have the power to change this here world and impact it. It is up to you to awaken that power within you, because right now you're not paying it any attention. Awaken that power in you and begin the change. See, when you begin to change, when you understand the power of your voice and that you are the lion's roar, they can't not follow you. Because they may have the knowledge, they may not have the understanding, but they see your wisdom. They may have understanding and not the knowledge, but they still see your wisdom. Live the whisper out loud. You are compelled to show the way. And your roar could simply be a statement. I'm loud. I grew up in the country. I'm from North Carolina. I'm loud. I'm loud by nature. I grew up playing in the woods and swinging from trees. We used to play army in the woods. And so I'm used to screaming and yelling. But boo, your statement, your lion's roar could be a simple statement. I am my sister's keeper. But please understand, if you choose to ignore the whisper, which you have the right to do so. This is my belief. If you choose to ignore the whisper of the lion's roar, it will be the detriment to your health. It will be the thing that on your deathbed you're telling your family and your friends, don't be like me. Go live this way. Go live free. And the first step to that, my friend, is here. This is your superpower. No one can see inside of your mind but you. Here in my mind, I'm the best belly dancer in the entire world. In my mind, I am free to think and grow and do. And that, my friend, is your superpower. That's where you acknowledge the whisper. That's where the power begins to awaken the rest of you so that now that you can take the action. But my friend, you got to start. First, you got to acknowledge the whisper. And if you do not, I can almost guarantee you know somebody like this. If you do not acknowledge the whisper, here's the conversation you will have. I'm too old to do anything. Lord, it ain't for me to do. Y'all go ahead and do it. I don't have the patience to do that thing. I don't have any money to do this. Who am I to do that? Here's the thing. Who I am and who am I are two totally different statements. And I'm here to tell you, who you are is what you stand on. You don't stand on the question of who am I? Because I stopped saying that last year. I used to say, who am I? I'm just JoJo. No, that's who I am. I am JoJo. That's absolutely who I am. That is my statement. That is my lion's roar. That is who I am. My whisper is a shout. And it has awakened the power in me to make the change that I need to see. A to the man, Miss Carolina. Life is a fiesta. Please, y'all check out Miss Carolina. I know y'all have heard me say her name and read her book. It is on the shelf right there. That little pink book. Please make sure you check her out. But y'all, on this wonderful day, if you don't acknowledge your lion's roar, if you do not acknowledge the whisper that is calling your name and you choose not to live it out loud, you will become the thing that you do not like. You will become the atmosphere that you see that is stifling you right now. You will become that. It will overtake. Listen, inside of you is a resolve to live. It is so strong that it can overpower you and make the impossible possible. Just like it can overpower you and make it impossible. You have it's right here in the center where they meet. Either you allow that power to go and grow, or you allow it to overtake you and everything will become impossible. Let's not forget that the natural progression of man is to be great. The natural progression of you is for greatness. And the minute that you don't acknowledge your roar, the minute you don't understand that you are the lion, that it's not leaving you alone for a reason, is the minute you supersede the divine in you, the power in you, to change the world. Now we have something that's not going to happen on this planet because you insisted that your voice did not matter. That's not fair to humanity. But that's what happens when you don't acknowledge your power. Your family is teetering on a change that only you can bring. I am a millionaire for my family. Period. I am. And until I understood the power of the whisper that kept calling my name to say, hey, JoJo, this is you. Showtime, girl. You allowed for a reason, boo. It's time to open up your mouth and for real do something. Until I acknowledged that, I couldn't understand that I was going to be the millionaire. I couldn't understand I was going to be the change. There's a lot of things you will not understand. You're not going to see the answer. You're not going to see the journey. The invisible stretch of the road is going to be dark, and you will not know which way to go till you first acknowledge that you are the lion and the lion's roar has fallen upon you. Just for today. Because when I was going through 16 years ago, I couldn't understand years. I had to do it day by day. So just for today, can we acknowledge that? When knowledge gets married to understanding, it has a baby called wisdom. And today, my friend, you have all the wisdom in the world to make the change, to do what you need to do. I promise. But y'all know what I'm going to say? When you make a decision, and I make this so simple. When you make a decision to change, to acknowledge you are the lion and lion's roar, the work is going to require something of you. It's going to require you to stretch beyond belief, to do things that you never even comprehended, and that's okay. And you may say, but JoJo, it's hard and it hurts. You're changing. You're not staying the same. You're stretching beyond what you know. But here's the thing. Did you die though? You ain't gonna die if you think differently. Your brain will not ooze out of your ears. Your flesh will not fall off. Your mama will not die. Your grandma will not pass out. Auntie them, they're going to be okay. If you change, they will be okay. And silently and secretly, they're waiting for you to do that thing. So on this wonderful day, I hope this has helped somebody today. Don't allow your fake friends to ruin you. Don't allow your family to ruin. Don't allow your family to stifle your voice. Don't allow them to eat your words. Your words are there for a reason. You are to use them to change the world. When you think about it, have you, you know how you blow bubbles in water? You ever did that? That's your words in life. When you blow bubbles in the water, you see the ripple effect. Like you throw a rock in the pond. That's your words. That's the impact you're going to have on your family when you understand that you are the lion. The lion's roar has fallen upon you. Your words carry weight. And wherever your words fall, they instantly impact the atmosphere and the people, person, place, or thing that they come in contact with. Now, whether you use it as a lion's roar or whether you don't, they still impact in your environment. Life and death are here, my friend. So just for the day, on this amazing day, I want you to acknowledge that you may not want to be the lion, but the lion's roar has fallen upon you. 3 things. It begins with a whisper. And that whisper saying, it's wrong for you to remain silent about this thing. Then your whisper becomes a shout. That awakens your power in you to make change. 3rd, live that whisper out loud. That means you're compelled to show the way. And honey, remember we talked about focus and standing? And when you understand how to stand and you focus, and the C in focus is to cultivate. And then in the standing part, when you become the lion, you got to stay in that for a minute. Feel your voice, taste your words. And in country folk, we say wallow in it. Feeling it in a minute. So when somebody comes along and they question your lion's roar, they question you as a leader and the things that you're able to stand, honey, flat-footed, chest out, head up, chin up, and say your words. And let your words carry the weight because you have knowledge and you have understanding and you're speaking with wisdom, sister. Come on, somebody. So on this wonderful day, I want you to be amazing because you are. I want you to understand your superpower because you have it. I want you to acknowledge it because it's waiting on you. Don't throw it away. Don't allow other people to ruin what you have got to do in this life. Period. I went really long today and I apologize. But I felt that in my heart. In times like today, as we're all beginning and we're trying to find our voice and our words and understand what to say and what not to say, it doesn't negate the fact that you are still the lion and the lion's roar has fallen upon you. So please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows. This will be on YouTube in about 30 minutes. If they don't listen to any of that, but they listen to podcasts, I am on Apple, Android, Stitcher, wherever you listen to podcasts. This will be a podcast by the end of the day. And it is the Live Past Crazy show. So make sure that you share it. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I hope this has helped someone today. If it has, please let me know so that I know that I'm not talking to myself. And I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.